right, hello and welcome, guys, to episode number 4 of the Heritage Agenda's football podcast. After our nice hiatus, I'm still Ibrahim. I'm joined by Abdi. Abdi, how are we doing today?
Good to be back, bro. Alhamdulillah. I'm
Alhamdulillah,
doing well.
it is good to be back. Uh, it was a lot of things happened in these 2 weeks. We got end of the transfer window, Champions League, bunch of stuff going on in the
hmm
leagues. Arsenal's first loss, sadly.
Sadly, the
Sadly.
undefeated season is no longer a possibility.
The
So,
throne was passed to us. I think we're the only team left in the top 5 now that are undefeated, which is good.
hmm
Five.
or or I think you guys are the only team that's won all their games.
Yeah, we might be. Because league, I know we're
Yeah.
perfect. Champions League, we won. And then
hmm
we have the Super Cup. We have a trophy under the belt, so it's good. Seven for 7. But let's
That's
get right in.
tough.
Yeah, no, it is. It's good stuff. We got a good team, but I mean, it gets harder now because Benzema's out for the next like 2-3 weeks.
hmm And you did
So
not get an attacker.
the
You didn't
whole
get a
window,
striker.
man, I was begging for RDT and Sane, and
hmm
like it's crazy. It's crazy that the board had so many opportunities to get one player and they didn't do it. Like it doesn't make any sense to me, but that's why you plan. But they wanted to throw all their hopes on Benzema and Vinny, and this is Hazard's time. This is £100 million man. He was very good midweek.
hmm
Yeah,
He contributed to all the goals. So,
yeah. He had a run. He got past 2 players. He gave it to Modric. He had the one where he told Carvajal to make the run behind him. Carvajal makes the run, cuts it back in. Hazard scores. So I mean, if he can play like that, and we've wanted to see him centrally, either that like number 9 or number 10 position. So we'll see. It's a big test for him on the weekend. He knows he's starting. So
yep, Hazard has been just along for the ride for the last year. So it's time.
yeah, no,
So
he's taking a nice long nap, and we'll see now. 100 million, £100 million. No, 100 million euros. 100 million euros. Although that number keeps going up every week. It was 88 and now it's 100, and in a couple weeks it'll be 150, and in 2 years it'll be the most expensive transfer ever.
it's, imagine now he starts actually hitting all those like incentives that are in
Oh
the.
no.
He
Oh,
wins top scorer or wins a Ballon d'Or,
Ballon
and it's
d'Or. The UEFA team of the year. No, okay.
exactly.
But we'll kick it off with the most prominent news of the week in London. Thomas
hmm
Tuchel is no longer the coach of Chelsea. It for me, it definitely surprised me. I thought he was going to get more time. What's your initial thoughts now that you've had a day to think about it?
Um, like everyone else, I think I was shocked. I woke up around 3-4 a.m. and I just saw the news, right on Twitter, like everyone else. But it was shocking, especially after the summer they had. It was just a bit bizarre. And
Yeah.
it's like just basically continued what we've been saying, as like this club is being run as like, they have no idea what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And now the guy that's partially responsible for at least all those players coming in is no longer there. And what, $300 million later, and he's out the door 7 games into the season.
And a week after the window ended. For me, I just think it didn't make any sense. Like you said, a week after the end of the window, they
hmm
spent, like you said, like 300 million. Basically, Boldy gave him a blank check, said sign whoever you want to sign, and the whole summer, like the recruiting process didn't make sense at points. I
Yeah.
thought that they didn't have plan Bs when they lost out on Rafinha. I thought that they were scrambling after they lost out for Kunde as well.
hmm
I think Fofana's a good player, but is he the type of player that's 85 million euros quality? No, I don't think so. Um, and then
Not
they
right
kept,
now.
no, not yet. He's just 21,
Yeah.
and kept going after player, and like I said, and we said together on the first episode, like our preview episode, I said for Chelsea, striker, creative midfielder,
Mm-hmm.
and a defensive midfielder, and still they got Zakaria from Juve. I think that starts it, but it's still not there. We wanted to see more ambition, maybe Frankie De Jong. They still don't have a DM. They still creative midfielders. I think their worst position now.
Mm-hmm.
They fixed the center back issue, and I don't know. I think you rate Aubameyang higher than I do, but is he a world class striker at this age? I don't think so. I don't think so anymore.
I of the issues they've had where they can't create goals and they can't finish goals. Um, like Chelsea, what their biggest strength during last year was like their defense, right?
Yeah.
And they came into the summer and literally just strengthened that, without adding to anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And you've seen like in at least in the Premier League where they're creating 2-3 chances a game and they're lucky if they convert one, and that's scoring one goal. Yes, you'll win here or there with your defense, but it's not a guarantee every week. They've been blown out. They've blown leads. They've lost 3-0 to Leeds, and then we're leading against Tottenham twice and lost both. I mean, conceded both times to end in a draw. Chelsea's just do I don't know. I don't know what to say about them.
Like you talk about their defense, and for a team that spent as much as they did in the summer, do you think? I think that their defense, you can make an argument, is worse than last season. Maybe it's just people have figured out how to break them down, but I think it's worse.
I mean, like you, your defense is. I think they have quality there.
Oh
Obviously,
yeah,
Koulibaly.
absolutely.
Um, they have really talented players, but at some point, like your defense, like they will have to, defend, and they're not being helped with with their attack. So it's just like they're conceding, I think, goals that are like they're not like being like they're not conceding goals that are out of like, oh my god, they don't have a good defense. They're just conceding goals as they would because the Premier League is a very good league. It's in my opinion the best league in the world, and when your defense not being helped by these attackers and your midfielders or anything like that, when they give up a goal, it looks a lot worse than it would when if you have three, if it's 3-1, when it's 1-1, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think a lot of their problems weren't shown as much just because of how well N'Golo was playing in
Mm-hmm.
in Tuchel's first season. I thought he basically acted as two guys and kind of in that like roaming around, it almost box to box and ball winning at the same time. It was crazy.
He
It
was he was he was unbelievable in that Champions League run.
He was everywhere, and so I think it helped that they had a guy who maybe he's not like a traditional DM where he was just sitting in front of the center backs, but he was winning the ball higher up the pitch and all that. And now
Mm-hmm.
I look at their midfield and it doesn't move me at all. It's one of the worst midfields in the top six, I
Yeah,
think. And
I agree with you. They are basically obviously Gallagher, who has not been good at all.
no,
That's who is replacing Angola right now at the moment. Um Loftus Cheek has been playing here or there. Mason Mount has been he's been
horrific.
playing a little bit horrific, but he's been playing a little bit out of position, playing out wide. But it's their rotation is not good enough. It's and Tuchel for the most part couldn't get the best out of them.
Yeah, I saw the worst cameo I saw was Ziyech. Ziyech was horrific
Yeah.
in that Dynamo game. So I mean everything from midfield. You just after the defense. I mean I really rate Reece James. I've said recently he's the best right back in the world for me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I liked Cucurella. I think Fofana, Koulibaly, Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva. That's good enough. But I think you just get past that level, and really like the only players that move me in their whole midfield and their attack. Sterling, Kovacic is not bad as a rotational piece, but how far do you think they are off of Arsenal, off of City, off of teams like that?
Um, at the moment, I think they're pretty far off. Obviously they can't add to their team anymore until January. This is what they have. Um, but to like to Arsenal, you know, Tottenham, Man City, like those teams, I think they're a tier below that. They've been, and they've shown it. They've shown that they've just been like, you know, what I would say, like they just been average this whole season. And now Tuchel's gone. So what do you think Potter is gonna make any difference in their
Yeah,
to their season?
I think he's gonna make a big difference to their season. I think generally when new coaches come in, you have that honeymoon phase where usually your first 10, 15 games are phenomenal. Just maybe it shows that the players are unprofessional, which I
Yeah.
mean, I think when a new coach comes in and the team flips a switch, it shows more about the players than the coach. I think the biggest example was Mourinho. I don't know if you remember when Ole came in. I think his first 18 games, he won 16, something
Yep.
ridiculous. Um, so we'll see. I think Potter is good because he, as Tuchel, he likes to play a back five. But again, they gave Tuchel a blank check this summer. He spent 300 million. This is his team. Like this team, I don't think fits in with what Potter wanted to do and what he was doing at Brighton. I think there's pieces there, but in January, man, they're gonna have to spend another 150 million.
Um, and I Chelsea, it's a guarantee. I maybe not January, but I think next summer
Next
easily they'll
summer, yeah.
spend that much. Um, but yeah, like you can't give someone 300 million and then not give like what 2 months. It hasn't been 2 months into the season. It's what maybe 2.5 months. So like I think it was just a bit bizarre. Obviously, like if you want to move on from Tuchel, I think like there should be a plan in place, you know, rather than we fired him after a loss and then just come out and say has been in the works for a few days. It just doesn't look good. It looks a little bit like, you know, like there's like no one's running the ship. It's just this guy, the new owner is just, you know, just making decisions on the go,
Mm-hmm.
which is not something you want. But obviously we both rate Graham Potter. He's what he's done at Brighton has been unbelievable for the last, and it sucks to be a Brighton fan at the moment because they've been playing so well.
I know.
And then to lose the guy that's been like one of the main reasons why is unfortunate.
I think for me too, the thing that people haven't talked about, at least I haven't seen, is I saw an article saying that he's bringing his entire recruitment staff, his assistants. I don't know much about the scouting system, but the recruitment staff, the assistants, and him. You look at Brighton, and it's so sad to see because I think they're top seven right now on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they're a team you look at now and you're like, wow, I have no idea where they can finish the table because with all that staff going, they might be a bottom five, bottom six team now until they get a good coach to replace them.
Yeah. If you're a Potter, like this is obviously an opportunity that you cannot pass up. Chelsea
Yep.
is one of the biggest clubs in England and the world, I would say. Um, and he's been like, you know, grinding for the last 20 years. He's been everywhere, coached in Sweden in the championship, and now he's been at Brighton. This is, I believe, his third year, going into his
Yep.
third year or fourth season. Um, so like obviously you can't knock the guy for taking the job, but it really sucks to be a Brighton player and a fan because they were I, their possible Europe team, you know, in Europa League. They had a fighting chance, and they've had some unbelievable wins this year. So it's just it sucks to just lose the the guy running the show.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And they we'll see what they did. They appointed Lallana today, I saw.
Mhm.
So that's like their player slash manager until they get a replacement, which probably will be in the next couple weeks. They could wait until the World Cup maybe and try and get one from a national team. But I mean, I've seen both sides of the spectrum. I see the perspective that you're talking about. It's a big club, but at the same time, I've seen people saying you should stick with the project you built, get Brighton to Europe, build from there. But I mean, Chelsea comes calling. There's not many teams in the world better than them, and not many teams that you can say no to, and they're one of them.
They probably gave him a blank check. They're like, what do you want?
They
Write it
did.
down.
I mean, they paid 18. I think his release clause was 18 million, which is crazy.
Which is
Just
ridiculous
to
for a
get
coach.
him. Yeah, like the only one I can think of that was more was Nagelsmann for Bayern when he was like 40, and even that was crazy. So 18 million just to get him without the contract.
Bayern don't really spend money at all, so that 40 was probably nothing to them.
It was nothing, and we'll get to them later. They look fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Also, in terms of just the transfer window, while we're on that topic,
Yeah.
there's one team now that we've kind of seen signings play out for a week for you that have won the window. Who are your window winners? I have a feeling what you're gonna say.
I think it's the big Swede that went to Man City. You know, like I think Haaland has been, you know, he's come into the league with. You've heard everything to say he's not going to translate. This is the Premier League. To he's going to blow the waters out of this league. And we've seen it. He's absolutely destroying anything in his path. Like these center backs
goals in 6 games.
In 6 games, and after 12 goals total in all competitions since the first Champions League game. He's on a tear right now that like we've probably never seen before. He's been, I don't know, I like the obviously the goals. There's a game where he had like 9 touches and he had 3 goals. That the efficiency on this guy is unbelievable. He's been probably they haven't gotten off to a fast start. They usually don't. This is just how they are. They'll rip off 20 straight wins any moment now. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
It always happens.
They usually start slow, but they haven't lost.
They're 4 wins, 2 draws. That's slow.
And he's looking unbelievable. He looks exactly like what they've been missing for the last 2-3 years. And it's I don't know. I don't know what to say, man. They're the winners. They and for the price, I should say, for 50 some odd million euros, like it's I don't know. It's good business.
The record is 32 goals in 38 games. You think he breaks it?
I think he's gonna shatter that record.
Is there a number? You think 35? 40?
I think 40 is realistic.
That's insane.
Like because you're seeing the amount of chances he's getting, and the goals he's scoring are not like they're so easy. Like he's just jumping up and hitting the ball in.
The service is incredible from all those midfielders,
from
man.
Every direction, from right, left, center. He's not getting that many touches, but when he does get those touches, it's a goal every time. And we saw was it the Crystal Palace game where they were down 2-0 and they won 4-2 and he scored a hat-trick in the second half.
Yep.
Some of the goals he was scoring is just like he's in between 2 center backs and he's literally just they can't get to him. Like he's just so physically like dominant. I
think his first
physicality. Yeah, go ahead.
His first goal was the one that tied it up. They took a short corner and they did a routine. They made like 6 the whole Crystal Palace team was in the box. They did 6 or 7 passes, like quick one-touch passes. Haaland finished at the end of the chance. And the last pass was by Ruben Diaz, the center back. It was a crazy goal. And then obviously 2-3 minutes later he goes down. He the goal you're talking about. He has 2 center backs, one on his left, one on his right. One touch with his chest, like smacks it into the bottom left. Crazy.
Yeah, so I would say the best team in the country got better with just one player. And then his backup, who's Alvarez. Who's looked incredible. Like Man City have done unbelievable. They've sold a lot of players, a lot of good players. And you know, people even like us, we were saying, like, you know, depth. it doesn't matter.
They have
You
two
have they
teams.
have
They still have the depth.
they have the depth, and now they have a war machine who can freaking. I don't
Even
understand. It
their
makes no
backup
sense.
left back, Sergio Gomez, on the weekend, in the week was unreal against
Yeah,
Sevilla.
and you're playing your backup against a Champions League opponent is
I mean, that's why they string off 20 wins when teams get tired. City can play a team in midweek, and then they can go to the weekend and play a completely different team. And I think, especially this season, we're going to see it because I think now is when this in the schedule is going to get crunched for the
yep,
World Cup.
yep.
So teams are going to have like some, especially the top teams are going to have 8 games, 9 games a month. Like at times, it's
Which is
crazy.
absurd. Yeah.
Yeah, we've never seen this before. But they play on while we're on the topic of City. The probably the best game of the weekend is them against Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you have in that one?
I would never bet against City, especially against obviously like I think Tottenham is a really good team. They're gonna be top four. They're gonna be in there, even though they haven't. Son hasn't been as good as he was last season to
No,
start. Um, but I think City wins that one. But I hope it's a good game
I
because
think it will be.
those are the two of the best five teams in the country. So you'd hope it's a good game, but I don't think, especially like City, their struggle is like against these small teams, you know. So when it's a big team,
Ooh,
they like to put the hammer down, and
yeah.
I hope it doesn't happen because I want to watch a good game. But I think ultimately they're clear of anyone when they're playing at their best. No one has a chance.
Yeah, we'll see. Conte has tended to have Guardiola's number. I think last season they beat them home and away. The home game wasn't him. It was Nuno. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
I'm excited for
they
them.
did beat them. They did beat them 2 times last year. Which was bizarre because it's like freaking um, and that cost Arsenal the Champions League because you're relying on City to take care of business and they
I
lose.
know that's
I think the second loss was like a beatdown. They beat them like 2-3-0. So
it was the first. I think the first one was 2-0, and then the
yeah.
second one was the Kulusevski game at
Oh,
the head.
what a signing!
Oh my God, him and Richarlison who's been he's woken up.
Unbelievable. Richarlison has arrived.
He has
He's arrived.
he has after the Marseille game. But let's jump into the Champions League. Obviously, we had
Mm-hmm.
the first week.
Yeah.
We didn't get the chance to talk obviously before the competition started, but for me, I think the winner for me hasn't changed. I want to hear your winner first though. Who, if you were a betting man, who's your money on today?
Right now I would say PSG.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I like from what I've seen this season, like the way they're playing is it's at a level that I haven't seen at least the Neymar led PSG teams. They're so clinical. They're like their attack is unbelievable. They're making quick decisions. You know, Mbappe looks like he's like his technical ability has improved by like 1,000. He's like the goals he's finished off this week was unbelievable. Combine that with his speed and Neymar creating chances and Messi there and like they have and then their defense. Obviously Sergio Ramos has been battling injuries for like the last like year and a half since he left Real Madrid. So it's good finally good to see him. I think they have a real leader, somebody that they can somebody that actually they you know like Neymar and Mbappe can like look at and be like, oh, like this guy has been here, he's done this before, so like I'm and obviously Messi, a full year under his belt. Last year numbers wise he wasn't that great, but he looks really good. They're all it's a full on stat pad session in League One. Like it's Neymar is putting up Ballon d'Or numbers like in his first month. It's ridiculous. Mbappe too. So other than the drama that that I think will fit, like sort itself out in the end. Like I don't think they had anything can stop them. And I think if they don't play each other before, I think PSG City final. That's what I want.
Wow. All right. Well, I like PSG a lot. Although I will one of my bold predictions has to do with PSG, so I'll save that for the end. But I think the big thing, and you didn't touch upon it, was their midfield is way better. They changed their whole recruitment process in
Yep.
terms of they used to go for like the glitz and glamour names, and you can see that with the guys you touch on, Ramos and Messi. But now, Vitinha, Renato Sanchez, Carlos Soler, Fabian Ruiz, like
Mm-hmm.
four energy midfielders who get box to box. They play that three-back system now with Hakimi, who's perfect in that role. Nuno Mendes on the other side. So
Yep.
they're I don't know.
Who do you have? Who do you have winning?
I have Bayern. I think they're the best team in Europe.
I think for me it's City, Bayern, PSG, and Barca, bro. That like those are
No Real.
I'm I I
Wow. Well, I feel like you can never count out Real in the Champions League.
you
After
can never
last
count
year,
out Real, but I just think PSG, City, Bayern are just on another level. And then I just like Barcelona's roster. Like it's just such a good team. And I don't know what it is, but Lewandowski, man, Lewandowski's he's gonna change some minds. Oh, no more. Oh, Farmers League this, Farmers League that.
I
When he puts
mean,
up 40 in the freaking La Liga, then we'll talk.
we'll see. But I mean, for Bayern,
Yeah,
they've gotten better at every single level. I watched them against Inter. Their defense is fantastic with Delict.
delete. What an unbelievable signing, bro.
My God.
That was like the quickest deal I've ever seen in a transfer window. They're like Bayern let once, delete, Bayern, delete to Bayern. Within 2-3 days. It was 80 million, no questions asked, and
Such
he's been worth
smart,
it.
quiet buys. Mazraoui from Ajax at right back. We've been talking about Pavard and can he perform? He needs
Yep.
competition. They buy a young, fast right back. In the midfield, I mean, Kimmich, Sabitzer, Muller, Gravenberch, who they got, Goretzka, crazy. And then you get to the attack, and
And it's just otherworldly. It's
I think they had
ridiculous.
built their system around Lewandowski, and Mane is the type of number nine who I think maybe I'm being harsh, but I think when he's not scoring, he contributes way more to the game.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
so Mane can be everywhere. He can go to the left, he can come back to the right, he can drop between the lines and attract space, or he can play as a traditional number nine, even a little bit back to the goal. Him,
mhm.
Sane, Coman, Muller, Goretzka, not sorry, Goretzka, Gnabry off the bench. It's ridiculous. It's
And Sane looks like Sane of old, you know. Last year he started really well, just like he has now, but and like teetered off at the end, but he looks really good, especially the last game. Like it, Mane, like I agree with you. Obviously, you can kind of see the impact Mane has on a club. Obviously, from his to his previous team to what he's contributing now to Bayern. Um, but he's like the best player on the pitch that does all the dirty work. You know,
Mhm.
he's. I saw like there was a chance he created where he was literally like leaning on two center backs. You know, like it's Lewandowski would have just penalty. You know,
Yeah, exactly like it's
oh,
that it's that, and we didn't even talk about they have probably, in my opinion, I think he's definitely top three youngsters in the world, Musiala,
mm-hmm.
and
He
they're
came
so
on.
stacked.
They're really good. They're really good.
They brought him, Nabry, Upamecano, and Goretzka from the bench.
I was watching the highlights and I was seeing the subs and I'm like, what?
Yeah, these
Well,
guys come from the bench.
74th minute, you're taking delete out. Like, what is this?
Like, imagine your defenders are tired and you're bringing Gnabry to run at you fresh. That's crazy.
It's Bayern. They've obviously Bundesliga. That's not up for debate. That's their league, but they've always struggled in the Champions League. At least, obviously, they've won it recently,
Yeah.
but that was the lockout season, but or COVID season. Um, they've Lewandowski was I had a lot to do with it, where he would like literally no show for big games, literally just disappear for over 2 games. And I don't think Mane is somebody that is, even if he's not trying, Mane will show up no matter what. He will be there, and you'll feel his presence. Whereas Lewandowski, he at times he's just just getting cardio for 90 minutes.
No,
But
yeah, absolutely. I think people like hear the word poacher and they have this like really negative connotation with the word.
yeah,
Um, but Lewandowski, this the way that the system was built around him is the type of striker who's a poacher. But that's fine. Like that means his off ball movement is elite. He's fantastic against teams that play and they go to Allianz Arena and they just defend the whole game. He can turn his back to the goal. He can play in the air. It's not bad, but Mane I think just offers something completely different, and I think man teams are gonna struggle against them and all the physicality and the pace they have, especially up front.
yeah. The athleticism is crazy, especially someone like Mane who can, for 90 minutes he's coming at you, and you have such skilled players like Sane and Coleman. It's unbelievable,
And
unbelievable.
Alfonso Davies making those runs up the left, man, they are crazy. I'm telling you, the game I have circled is them next week against Barca.
Bayern, Barca. Yeah, that's that's where we find out what kind of team Barca is, because obviously we have Bayern is regarded highly, but Barca is the question mark in well, they on paper they look like they should be competing with the Bayerns and the PSGs, but that the on field product, I don't think that's what we'll need to see. But they played well too. They played their first game, and they won 4-1. Lewandowski hat trick, and he scored some unbelievable goals. Like
His second one was
he's
the
yeah,
finesse.
yeah, he's I know he gets the term poacher, but he's a complete striker. He can do anything on the pitch, just like anybody, like any striker. Like obviously the guy you compared him to is your striker, Benzema. But I can't wait. I can't wait for that game.
I
That's gonna
have
be
like
appointment
a
television.
I know
Yeah.
that's like must watch everything like set down must watch. No, that game is gonna be fantastic. We'll see.
The the another Champions League game that we enjoyed. I shouldn't say that. What do you think of Liverpool?
Oh, here we go. Oh, this is gonna be a long topic of discussion. The thing I'm so annoyed about this is at the beginning of the season we did hit some points about Liverpool. We said that Henderson and Milner were gonna be asked again to play 25-30 games. I don't think it makes any sense, and not only does it not make sense, it's not just not possible. I said I
Yeah.
think that they're gonna miss Mane. I said Salah's going to be called into question because this season we've seen him play more as a traditional winger where he has to use his technical ability, which, while it's not bad, I think it's the worst part of his game. I think he's way better when he makes those diagonal runs and
Mm-hmm.
he can score. And I was going to put them third in my Prem predictions, but I chickened out and I put them second and I put Spurs third, but I said I had it written down, and I mean, that performance was pathetic. I mean,
You
give credit
coward.
to Napoli; they were fantastic, especially Kvaratskhelia, I think his name is that left winger. Osimhen was really
Mm-hmm.
good he was like a 25-minute cameo, but he gave them all sorts of
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah, they
Like
subbed him out.
they subbed him out. I think it could have been 5-0 in the first 20 minutes. I had never seen anything like it. And at
Yeah,
the
they missed the
worst.
penalty. They missed the penalty, and then they missed like 2, 3 clear cut chances where
Yep,
just Allison is just a great keeper,
cleared
and
off the
Van
line.
Dyke, yeah, by Van Dyke. So they were completely outmatched. They looked like they weren't ready to play at all. And then their defense, it's the story of the season. It's Trent Alexander Arnold. He's, oh my
He
goodness.
ball
What
watches
a,
so much, man. Like the goal, it's become a meme now. But like the Champions League final, the goal
yeah.
was indirectly his fault and Van Dijk's fault.
Mm-hmm.
The game against Napoli, he's walking. It's crazy. The ball is
Not
in the box. There's guys making runs to the edge. Even the one that stood out to me was after this episode, to the people that listen, go watch the goal of Sancho against Liverpool. The first goal. Just watch Trent. He gets beat on a 1-2 by Malacia. Then he doesn't
just
like
stops.
he just stops. He starts walking, and then he's walking, and then the second Sancho sits Allison down, he starts running back to the ball, and he slots it in. It's man, and Van Dijk has been horrible. I mean, he had the
He
one stat, the tackle stat, where like they were like he's never been dribbled past. Man, that's gone now.
Boy, he's been safeguarding that for 3 years now, man. It's getting blown to shreds. Oh my god. The no To go back to Arnold for the third goal against Napoli, he gets beat, right? And then it's Joe Gomez versus the Napoli.
Marcellia, yeah.
Yeah. And he's literally just watching.
He's
like with it, he's at the same place where he got beat, just standing there watching.
Yep.
And then he puts his hands up like when they score, like, bro, like, come on, do something.
Him, Fabinho, and Joe Gomez, the Anguissa goal, the second one, they're literally standing and watching the ball. Like if they play a 1-2 and they're watching, they didn't move.
No, he literally walks right in front of them, and they don't move.
It's
1-2,
crazy.
and then walks right in front of them, and you're just like, what is happening? This is what, like, they were the most, like, their defense is what, like, Van Dijk, man, come on, bro.
I mean, this is
he was unbelievable last year after coming off an ACL, and now obviously like his backline's not helping him. Joe Gomez was absolutely ass for 45 minutes. I'm glad he didn't come back out after halftime. And then Trent Arnold, yeah, as good as you are on the ball, as good as you are freaking hooving the ball freaking 60 yards and crossing, like, you're a right back at the end, you know. You got to at least show some commitment to defense. And this season where they have, like, a Trent Arnold mistake is a goal no matter what, and they are not scoring enough to live with those, you know. They would be okay. They're okay with losing 3-1. They're okay with winning 3-1, all that stuff. But they're not getting those goals. Salah is not even in positions to score. He gets one shot, and it's just him literally scared for his life. Like, oh, I got to shoot this before, you know? So
yeah, he doesn't. The man, like, this season, every game, the Crystal Palace game was a problem. The United game was a horrific showing. The Bournemouth game was whatever. Yeah, that's like the one game that they played well. But Newcastle, you can argue that Newcastle, it was harsh for them to beat them. They probably didn't deserve it. Newcastle had a second goal. They scored like 99th minute. They tied, and people aren't talking about it. They tied the worst Everton team that I can remember in, like, since I've started watching. That Everton team is absolutely terrible, and they tied them, and they could have lost too.
Yeah, they could have lost. They have, I believe, two wins out of 6 games.
Yep.
So it's, and 7 games, including the Champions League. It's not the. When do you press the panic button on Liverpool? When is it? It's too, like, it's getting bad enough where they cannot recover.
I think you start to press it, like, if not now, then I'm looking at their fixtures now. Ajax is their next Champions League game. That's not an easy game with how they've been playing. Then you get Chelsea at the Bridge, which, I mean, say what we want to say about Chelsea, that's never an easy game to go there and play.
Yeah.
Then you get Brighton, Rangers, and then you have the Arsenal game on October 9. So from Wolves, Chelsea, Brighton, Arsenal, they need it.
Can they win 2 games?
I was going to say if they don't win 3 or get 9 points, I think no chance that they win the title. I think that's probably what they think in the dressing room. I don't think that they can win the title, but I think that's when you say you write them off for the season. But
yeah,
they're going to be in a top 4 race. Like, it sounds crazy to say that. Maybe top 6.
Will. Oh my goodness.
That doesn't sound real.
they were a foregone conclusion to be a top two team in the league, right? And now obviously Man United have been on good form. They lost today, but in the league
with
they've
the
won their last
backups.
four. Yeah. Um but Man United have played well as of late. Arsenal have lost their first game of the season last week. So Tottenham's playing well. Man City's playing well. Obviously like I don't think it's obviously Thiago's back now, which helps them a
Helps a
lot.
lot.
Helps a lot, but it's gonna take him a few games to come back into like at least a full game player. Like I think he just had a brief cameo in a game where the game was over by halftime. So they have a lot of work to do,
They
and
mm-hmm.
I did see clubs say we have to reinvent. You would think getting Darwin Nunez that was the move. That was
Mm-hmm.
their reinvention, and it's clearly not working. Obviously, he hasn't played; he's been suspended. And then he played a little bit this week, but
Napoli, yeah.
um, I think that was their big move. They're saying we're pivoting off Mane, this Salah Mane, combination to getting a typical striker, and it hasn't worked out for them. I don't think. And now it's just like they're just looking at each other like Salah do something, and he can't. He
The
cannot do
system's not
anything with
built for him anymore.
no.
And they've
And
tried everything. They had Nunez for a couple of games. Obviously, we'll see now that he's been unsuspended with lineup flexibility. But they've been playing Firmino
yeah,
just so that Firmino can drop and Salah can come back in and do. And Salah's been horrific this season. There was ESPN put it out before the game. Like they were talking about benching him. Like
benching Salah.
Salah. They were like, should Liverpool bench him? And like that doesn't
That
sound real.
that ESPN show is
Oh, they say,
nasty.
no, man, the
Oh, they
worst
say some
one.
egregious stuff.
I think the worst when Ronaldo was last season, when the start of the season, every week he was scoring those winners. I saw a video on ESPN FC where they said the title of the video, I'm not kidding, was "Are Ronaldo's goals hurting Manchester United?" I it's the worst. I saw that and I was like, "There's no way. This is like crazy agenda." Good for
No,
them though,
no.
man. They're getting their clicks.
Oh my goodness. They get my clicks too sometimes,
They
but
do. I
still,
saw that. I was like, I have to see what they're saying.
no, it's outrageous what they say, man. Though I don't know his name, but the older white guy with the
Yeah,
white
the
hair.
English guy. The English guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's the biggest Arsenal hater I've ever seen in my life. Oh my
They
goodness.
hate Real Madrid too.
I saw when Mbappe was talking and they came out and was like, this guy needs to just shut up. That's it. Just stop talking. We don't want to hear from you anymore. Like,
It's like, who are
bro,
you? Who are you? It's funny. Nah, ESPN is hilarious. But yeah, I mean,
that's how you know they don't watch the real ESPN. That's all ESPN has become now.
I
Just
know
talking about
it's
what players say and post. No,
no,
it's not the world leader in sports
it's
anymore.
not. It's not. No, they fell off hard. But I mean, for you, how far do you think they are away from hitting the panic button?
I think I would give it. I just want to see everyone back, and I want to see like Joe Gomez never play again. Like I want to see what they are like without Joe Gomez like near the team. But obviously their midfield, that's the big issue. But I would give them obviously Nunez. I thought he would take a few, like maybe a month or two to like just get acclimated to how Liverpool play. Obviously he cost himself that, missing 3 games, with a red card. But I'm giving them another month. I think last year they started off a little bit slow as well, and then they were on a hot streak with City, and they ended up losing the league by what 1 point, I
One
think.
point, yeah.
1 point. So like I think they're too I would from their last few years, I think they're too great of a team to count out this early. But they're currently it's bad.
No,
Very, very bad.
we haven't talked about it in the whole time of Klopp's tenure. I mean, you watch his interviews, you look at the way he carried himself from the time at the beginning of the job to now. He just looks like he's just like always
He's
grumpy. It's
defeated. Yeah.
he just looks like he's constantly grumpy. I mean, it's become like a running joke that after every game he makes an excuse. Um, I don't know if the players are tired of playing for him. Obviously, that's stuff that we can just kind of guess at. Um,
Yeah.
but I
It
mean,
it the thing is, Club had the formula early, right? He bought Salah, he bought Mane, he bought Van Dijk, he bought Allison. He looked like a genius, right? And obviously Mane left. Van Dijk is not 27 anymore. Um, and Salah has no help now. So it's like this is why you get paid the big bucks. It's time for you to, to do something. And I don't think he has any answers at the moment. I think he will figure it out because he's a great manager and he's a guy that's proven it time and time and again. But right now he looks lost. He just looks defeated, man.
I mean the thing that people didn't talk about for me is this summer. No one talked about it. Michael Edwards, their sporting director for a long, long time, left the club,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we
And he might, I don't know. Did he say no to Chelsea already?
he did say
But
no to Chelsea. He did. He's been offered jobs everywhere, but
everywhere. Yeah.
in the time from when Klopp came in, let's scratch this season for now because obviously we don't know how things are gonna work out with the
Yeah.
transfers. They didn't miss a single big transfer. Every single one was like hit, 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 hit. Like it was one after another. Not to mention that the gems they found, like Andy Roberts and all that stuff. But every big signing, Van Dijk, Salah, Mane, Firmino, like they were just hit after hit. And we said it too in the beginning. We said,
Mm-hmm.
is their luck out? Like there's you even the best clubs, the best recruitments, even they miss on signings. Then they just had not missed on one in a while. But we'll see if maybe Nunez was a miss for the type of style that they want to play. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, it's Nunez. Well, who did they get this summer? Nunez. And then
They
in
got
January was
Arthur
okay, Arthur,
and Luis Diaz, but
Luis
Edwards was
Diaz.
still
So,
there when they got Luis Diaz.
but like a guy like that who like is so powerful just to walk away from your club is it's just bizarre. But he like they Salah came into the Premier League and scored 32 goals his first year.
He broke the record.
Like
Yep,
walking into the Premier League and coming from what, Florentina,
from Roma. From
um,
Roma.
Roma,
Yeah,
um, just walked in the Premier League and broke the record.
yeah.
Like, and that does not happen like
No,
that.
it
And then
doesn't.
Van Dijk comes to your team from Southampton, right?
Southampton. Yep.
And is the best defender the league has seen in the last like 5-10 years. Like it's
Within a
like
year.
within his first 6 months there, like shit like that does not happen. So I like they got lucky. I think they sorted out their attack with two moves, and they sorted out their defense with one move, and then like with a cherry on top was Allison. You know, so
Yep.
it's like and now when you're not hitting a home run on every single
Every
signing.
signing, you'd run into issues. I mean,
It's yeah, and they have no depth, man. There was a game where you see their lineup and then you see the who's on the bench, and I swear to you, I recognized one name. That was it, and that was the kid they signed this summer. Oh my god, it's not looking good.
they're
Not
they're
looking good.
playing Harvey Elliott as a center mid. That's a pure winger. He played
Yeah,
on his loan. He was playing left wing, right wing, and they're playing him as a center mid, man. They are no depth. I mean, the question to ask now is if say that they don't win any more trophies, with how long Klopp's been there and how much he spent, would you be happy with one Champions League and one Prem?
I think so. I think you would because they didn't win a league in 30 years before him, right? And then two, like what they got what, their fifth or
Six.
sixth with him. I like you, and then they won last year. They won the FA Cup and the League Cup.
Yeah,
So
whatever.
it is whatever, but still, like I think club's reign has been incredibly
He's
successful.
lost two
No matter
Champions
what
League
you say,
finals. He's lost the Europa League final.
Yep.
So he's 1-3 with Liverpool, and 1-5 in European finals as a coach. Is he 1-4 or 1-5? He lost the final with Dortmund.
Dortmund, and then 2 with Liverpool, and then if you want to count the Europa, that's 1-5. Oh, yeah, 1-5.
1-4. 1-4. 1-4. 1-4. Yeah, 1-4. Five finals, one win. So I don't know. I think he needs a change of scenery, but he just extended. So I mean, I don't. Looks like he's here to stay, and we'll see what they do in January. I'm curious.
No, I think Klopp decides when he wants to leave. I don't think that's somebody that you can question and then say, you're not doing enough. I think he's earned the right to probably be at Liverpool for as long as he's coaching.
No, yeah, he has. I think so as well. Let's kind of
And also
pivot here.
he's managing in a team in a era with Pep in the Premier League, So like one Premier League title in this era is probably like 2, because he's won 1, he's lost 2 by 1 point. So that's, what can you do? Like, come on, that's tough.
It is. I mean, he's had the
That's
best
tough.
team
And
in the
he's
one of the
given
best
us
teams.
and he's given us so many classics. Like, come on,
He has. That's true.
oh my goodness,
He's a Liverpool
some
legend for sure,
unbelievable
but
matches, from
it's
this
that
era of
Barcelona
Liverpool.
comeback. Yep. No, absolutely. Let's kind of run through these leagues one by one.
Yeah.
We kind of touch base on pretty much every team in the Premier League. Just to summarize, from the first 6 games, we're getting the 7th this weekend. Anything that you've seen that's really shocked you, or any first impressions that you've gotten from the season?
Um, nothing has really shocked me, but there have been like some pleasant surprises. Obviously, Leeds and their youngsters have been
Yup.
unbelievable. Me and you actually we both said they recruited incredibly well, right? They got
Yup.
what, 5 6 young players from all over the place,
And I
from
said that they
Germany,
were better
from
than last year.
Switzerland. Yeah, and you did say that, and I said they would be worse because of like these kids are not ready, and they have been beyond ready. They've been unbelievable. They tore Chelsea to shreds.
Aronson, Adams,
Aronson,
oh,
Adams, all of them.
Rodrigo stepping
They,
up too, but he's not a new
oh my
signing.
goodness, and that's a really pleasant surprise. It's good to see. Obviously we live in the USA, and it's good to see like these Americans
Out of the
actually,
World Cup, yeah.
yeah, ahead of the World Cup. Obviously we're not rooting for them or anything.
I don't know about you, but I am a little bit.
Absolutely not. Never. Ew.
Never.
No. But it's good to see them, Obviously, it was funny seeing like Christian Pulisic standing like next to like Adams and Aronson and talking, and you're like,
Would pay to know what they were talking about, but
he's like, free me.
I
I'm your
swear.
captain. But Leeds have been a pleasant surprise. Um, and then I like, another pleasant surprise for me would be the way Arsenal have started. I think I expected them to, but it was more hoping they would, play the way they have played. I didn't think it was guaranteed, and they've played really well, even against we haven't talked about it yet, but the loss against Man United. I thought Arsenal played
They
really
were the
well.
better team, I think, but I
We were the
mean,
better
whatever.
team. What can you say? Like, at the end of the day, being the better team doesn't matter as long as
Doesn't
you
get you
like
points.
points, exactly. But they've been playing really well. There hasn't been they've been consistent. They've played like the better team in all their games. Obviously, Man United has some juju on Arsenal where we play better than them and we still lose no matter what. It doesn't matter. And I think Leeds and Arsenal have been, and obviously Holland. Holland is much better than advertised. I will not stop talking about Holland until the end of me, bro. That he's unbelievable, man. He's just,
Man, I'm really hope he stays healthy. I want to see how many goals he can get.
I
I'm
need I need I need Salah
35.
off that rec. I need Salah off.
He stole
that
Ronaldo's,
he-
man. He stole that Ronaldo 31. And
Salah needs to
he can
go.
get to 35 or 40. For me,
I th-
Villa. Villa and Leicester have been horrific. I'm interested to see
yeah,
which coach gets fired first, Rodgers or Gerrard.
I would not have expected Tuchel to be the first one to go.
No, I cannot believe he outlasted Rodgers.
Yeah, Gerrard hasn't looked too good, but he's had some decent results. He had a draw against
That City draw is
Man
going to
City
save
recently.
him for a month.
But exactly, he's gonna eat off that for at least another
Like a
another
month,
4
like
games.
at least 4 games. Yeah.
And then
But
obviously we both said
we both
Lampard
did not
would
like
be the
Everton.
first. Yeah, we don't like Everton at all.
No. They have
And we've
not
been proven
surprised me.
right for the most part.
No wins yet from their first 6. One of just
actually,
2
wait,
teams who
no.
haven't won yet.
What I wasn't there was a coach fired before
Bournemouth's coach, Scott Parker.
Yeah, Bournemouth coach. Yeah, Scott Parker got fired.
But we
so
had
Tuchel
them
wasn't
bottom,
the first.
so that doesn't surprise
Yeah,
me.
we had them getting relegated. But yeah, Steven Gerrard still having a job is very hard to explain. But
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
obviously, I rate him. I think he's a good coach, but it just this is a result based business, and he has not.
He has a good team. He
gotten
doesn't
any.
have the excuses.
Yeah, he does not have a good. He does not have any excuses at all. What else? What else?
In the Prem.
Yeah, in the Prem.
Oh, I love Fulham. Fulham have impressed me.
Yes,
Your man Mitrovic.
I love Fulham.
I
love
love
Fulham.
I can't. I had them going down. We'll see. Maybe I was. Oh man, they're like my Brentford of last year, where I like what they did in the summer, but they just went down. But man, Mitrovic. We talked about how he shattered all those records in the championship, but he has. Is he second scorer? He might be.
He has 5 goals this season. He has 5 goals.
Let me look. He has 6.
Four,
He is number
6
2.
goals.
6 goals in 6 games from a championship team coming up.
He obviously they played against Arsenal like less than 2 weeks ago, and he was terrifying, man. I was edge of my seat every time he was. Obviously, the guy's humongous, so he's literally shoving everyone in the box, a foul every time, and the refs are like just turning a blind eye, and then the goal he scored is what you would not expect. Like he just caught the ball and shot it from outside the box, and it went in. And I was like, okay, that's not even surprising.
You saw the Spurs goal?
Yes.
Oh my goodness,
man. He's unbelievable.
That's the guy. Him and Newcastle have been not bad. We'll see, how far they can get now with Isak, but man, it's been a good season. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. It's gonna
Isak looked really good against Liverpool, man. He looked really good.
Man, the Premier League is something else. He did not do anything in La Liga for God knows how long I would watch him.
The goal that was like denied, where he like just sent 2 Liverpool players to
yeah. And the first goal he had,
I don't think that was offside at all either.
It was very close. The Prem needs to get that semi-automated tech that the Champions League was using this week.
What do you think of a VAR in the Premier League?
The Premier League likes to make everything that's like should just be routine and easy. They make it unnecessarily difficult and hard. Was the Premier League the ones who started that garbage where they would draw those like 1 pixel lines, and then like if the toenail was offsides, then there were offsides.
Yes.
Because when VAR, maybe it's like I'm thinking recency bias.
Remember when the NBA was like reviewing everything at like under 2 minutes, and where like when the ball went out of bounds, right? Like a routine out of bounds, and then they zoom in and it hits like somebody else's nail, and they're like, nope, going the other way.
Yeah, no.
Like that's literally what they're doing, man. VAR is like on some
It's only the Prem that does it horrifically, but the one that did well was the World Cup did it well. Like I remember the World Cup when that was the first tournament to do VAR. I don't remember any issues. It was never like the Prem. I'm telling you, the Prem makes everything so complicated.
Do you know why the World Cup was? This is an incredible Wenger quote, by the way. I'm gonna paraphrase, but he said he said, look at the World Cup referees, right? And there was not a single one from the Premier League.
Wow, really?
Not one ref from the Premier League. They took
Michael
all the best
Oliver
referees.
doesn't go?
Not the last one. Nope. There was no Premier League refs at all.
The Prem makes everything so difficult. I'm telling you, this is like a
just
theme.
So inconsistent, man. It's especially like obviously this is eating at me, but the Arsenal United game, right?
Yeah.
They called a foul on a goal that was denied, or the Eriksson, which okay, I'll say is a foul, a soft foul, but a foul, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then in the 90th minute, when literally Maguire literally pushes Nketiah, like where's like okay,
there's
that's
no
a foul too,
consistency.
but
No,
you're not
I'm
caught.
with
Yeah,
you.
there's not. So VAR needs to get its shit together, or at least like do something where it's like, if you're going to go to VAR, shouldn't the guy up top make the final say? Like, why are you giving it back to the guy on the
It
field?
should. Oh, I
when
don't know. See, I think the referee should make the final say. The guys just did it. But I think that the only thing I have my problem with VAR, is just the offsides for the Prem.
The
The
offsides
offsides
is
so stupid. They just need to do what they did in the Champions League. The Champions League has been like the semi-automated, and then you have the thing in the ball, and then like there's cameras that pick up spots. That's just the easiest way. But no, there should not be toenails off sides, man. It just needs to be back to if they're level, like they're level. Just look at it. If it looks level, it's level.
No, Premier League is awful. Obviously they eat off that, like, oh, drama this, drama that. But at the end of the day, it's costing people points. It's costing teams wins and losses, and
it cost one team
not...
promotion. It cost one team relegation. Which team was it that the goal line technology didn't work? You know what I'm talking about?
Didn't work.
There was a time last season, or maybe it was the year before, where there was a goal, and because it was at a very specific angle in the stadium, it was in the Prem, that the goal, like the thing on the watch didn't go off and they didn't count the goal, but it was very clearly a goal, like it was a foot in, and the team that got screwed out of that decision got relegated. It's pissing me off because I can't remember it, but that was like the worst. That was like, okay, the Premier League officiating is washed. Like, these guys have no idea what they're doing.
No. Premier League, the officiating is so suspect, man. You never know where they're gonna go, and it's not even. And you saw the atrocity that was the Chelsea-Tottenham game. That was just.
That's Anthony Taylor. He's always bad.
He's always bad, but like someone like that gets to ref big games, bro. Someone like that who we've seen for years do this, but.
I mean, I don't know your opinion on Howard Webb, but that was like the notorious one, where they would say Howard Webb would be like in Ferguson's pocket, and they'd give him like a 7-8.
Ferguson's pockets were deep, man.
They were. The Fergie time was different.
Fergie era. They were terrified of him.
They were that 7-8 minutes of added time, and they would always score in added time. It was literally called Fergie time.
Oh my god! I'm glad that guy's gone. Oh,
yeah. But let's the one thing I wanna touch on before we wrap it up with predictions is Serie A, man. The best league in the world in terms of competition and just how many teams can win it. Roma, they look good. They go get slapped on the weekend 4-0. And
yeah.
Who now? You said Roma was your winners, I believe, right?
I did. Adam,
what do you think?
Just because you wouldn't say it, but
I would not say it. No, but that's the team I want to win. Atalanta have been good too, man. Team I won.
Atalanta have been really good. I don't know, because like the game before they played really well. Like that was the game where Dybala scored twice.
Yes, and they also tied Juve.
And they played well against Juve. Like, but it's I don't know. It's good to have a competitive league. Right now it's that and the Prem and League One is already gone. Bundesliga is gone. Freaking La Liga is 2 horse. Like, obviously Bayern
2/3.
I mean Barca and Real, and maybe Atletico. Like,
Sevilla's not
And
been Betis. La Liga is interesting. La
but
Liga has those mid feeders.
no, Serie A has what 4, 5, 6 teams that
Six
genuinely have a
teams.
real chance to
Inter,
do something.
Inter, AC, Napoli, Juve, Atalanta, Roma.
Yeah,
6 teams that can win the league. I can't remember. Like there's not that many leagues that there's no league right now that can say the same. But
I know.
um,
I know Roma is in the Europa League right now.
Europa, yeah, yep,
Did they get that for winning the
the
Conference
Conference
League?
League, and I think
Okay.
yeah, I think so. But I think they were either
Okay.
fifth or sixth last season,
Yeah, I
and
think they were in. So okay, I was just
they were in
because
the
I
mix
wasn't
of
sure.
things. But
What
Belotti,
a terrible reward for winning a trophy.
I know, to be in that joke of
Congrats,
a
you go.
competition.
Hey, chill, bro, chill.
No, man, you brought it up, not me.
Someone's goat started a game in that shitty competition. By the way,
We're not talking about that. There's 2 number 7s that we're not talking about today. There's one in Paris and there's one in Manchester. Let's
oh
wait.
my god,
Let's wait.
I'll talk. We'll wait. We'll wait.
That's a conversation for another day, but we will wrap it up with something we like to call 352. This is the second time going around. We have we put 5 minutes on the clock. We get 3 predictions apiece, and obviously the
Yes,
two
sir.
is there's 2 people in the studio. So I'm
You
going
start
to-
this time. I started the last
I
one.
will start. You're not gonna like my first one, but my first one is
I-
that PSG will not make the semifinals of the Champions League. I knew you were gonna laugh. I swear to you, there's just something about this team. They're Spurs-esque or whatever European chokers. We'll see. Maybe it's different this year. Man City, Barca, Real, Bayern. I think those 4 teams are better. I don't think they make the semifinal, man, unless they get a favorable draw. I really can't see a way it happens. I love the way that they're playing, but I just think that league, and maybe this is, Farmers League mentality, but that league just offers like they get nothing from that league, man. I'm telling you, they play 3 games every week. There's nothing. They don't get challenged, and then it's so hard to go from playing at like no intensity to you have to ramp it up to 100 when you get to those games, and they've never been a team with winners DNA, and maybe that changes. What's your first one?
That is an unbelievable rant, by the way. That's
Yeah.
oh I'll have no comments on what you just said.
Okay.
But I'm looking at so Group A was picked out to be the most competitive Champions League group, right? It has Napoli, it has Liverpool,
Ajax,
and it
Rangers,
has
and yep.
Ajax, Rangers, right?
Yep.
I think Ajax comes on top of that.
Ooh, so you're sending Liverpool to Europa? Because Napoli just beat them 4-1.
Napoli just beat them. I'm just saying Ajax will win that group because Ajax always like they get away with they have I remember last year they went unbeaten. They didn't lose 1 game.
They went
and they only
6 of
like
6,
conceded and they only conceded like 2 goals in their whole. But I think Ajax comes on top of Liverpool and Napoli. I don't know how the order is. Obviously, I will not say on wax. No.
Say it. I want you to say Liverpool are going to Europa. I need it.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I will not say that at all.
Speaking of Liverpool,
I'm not taking the bait. No, thank you.
my second
no
one, and maybe this is crazier than my first one. I think Klopp was sacked at some point this season. Oh, I know. See, I got bold this week. I think he's gone at some point this season. Maybe I'm being harsh, but there's something about the 7th season. I think he's either he leaves, or he announces he's leaving at the end of the season, or he's sacked. Something. I think this is his last year. Maybe that's crazy. If you sack
Klopp, like where do you go from there? Like
I have no idea. That's why I don't want to say maybe he's sacked is a little harsh, but I think this is his last year for sure. I think he's done.
It is what's the year 7 curse of Klopp, right? That's like a thing. This is year 7 for him. Yep. So maybe but he usually just walks away on his own rather than But I don't think that's gonna happen. I think Klopp is his job is he has the safest job, I think, after Pep. I think he has the safest job in the Premier League.
Interesting. What's
Um,
your second?
do we? I think we get another Haaland hat trick. I just
Ooh,
want
against
another Haaland hat
Spurs.
trick. I want another Haaland hat trick.
That
I'm
would put
gonna
him at
speak it into
13
existence.
goals in 7 games.
He needs a few more if he's gonna shatter that record, which I think he will.
Man, that record is like 0.9 goals a game. He's at like 1.4 or 1.3. His pace is
He's
ridiculous.
no, he's man. When he plays Arsenal, I'm just gonna give him. I'm like, you can have 2 goals, bro. That's it. You cannot score a hat trick on us. Get out of here. You're not gonna stat pad against us.
That's funny. Interesting.
Haaland hat trick against
Haaland hat
Tottenham.
trick
That will
against
be.
Spurs.
I think they get some revenge for last year, because last year Spurs had their number last year.
Wow. Okay, my third, and maybe this one's not as bold. All right. So so my third one, I'm saying, yeah, I think Chelsea are in the top 6 race, and I think Liverpool are in the top 4 one. I think one of those teams, either Liverpool misses out on Champions League or Chelsea miss out on Europa or Champions.
So all I'm getting from that is you're guaranteeing Arsenal top 4.
Yeah. I was wrong. They looked well. Maybe we have to see them against more big teams, but so far so good. What about yourself?
Top 4 has always been. Obviously, the order is probably going to be wrong, but
Yeah.
I think City, Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal. Those are the teams that get in.
Okay.
Obviously, Man United is playing a little bit better now. But my last prediction has to do with somebody. I don't think Ronaldo starts for them ever again, other in the Premier League at least.
Wow. Wow.
Especially after what he showed today.
Even mid-season.
Like
he was good against Arsenal though.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was, man. Stop the agenda. Come on, man.
He was not.
The second goal was his creation. He won the ball. He gave it to Eriksen. Eriksen was it Eriksen or Bruno? Bruno made the pass. And then he had the one where he should have been passing from Bruno, but it got deflected away. And then he had the pressure where he forced Ramsdale to the mistake. No way, man. But I think Ten Hag.
Are we serious?
We are serious.
That's how bad it's gotten. You're talking about, he made the pass to the pass.
Yeah. No. I know his standards have fallen off.
Hockey assist.
He's 38.
He was 37 last year, and you guys were saying, he's doing this at 37.
And he had 24 goals in the worst United team ever.
I just don't think I think Ten Hag needs to just plant the flag right now and just make it clear this is his team. This is his locker room
already.
I think he has but just making it clear that this is literally the biggest name on the planet, and I'm benching him every week. And
crazy.
And now he only plays him 30 minutes. I think it's gonna get lower and lower and lower to the point. If I'm Ten Hag, I just distance myself away from Ronaldo at this point, because you cannot rely on him, and then he's just gonna leave in January for any team that's in the Champions League. Any team that calls him in the Champions League. He has to.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
He has to. But if you're Ten Hag, you must.
Interesting.
Yeah, Ronaldo does not. He's not moving the needle anymore, man. He's finished.
That's all right. We'll see. This is a conversation for Qatar.
Inshallah.
Yeah, we have to see what he does then. I cannot wait for the World Cup.
Oh, best time of the year.
The best
Can't wait.
time of the year. I
Starts what?
cannot wait.
November? End of November?
End of November. Mid-November, like the 18th. We're like a month and like 3 weeks away.
It's gonna
I
be a
know.
good one.
I'm so excited.
It's gonna be unbelievable. But
yes. As always, it's
as
pleasure.
as always, alhamdulillah.
Yes.
Good to talk to you again.
I know.
You went on a nice little vacation.
I enjoyed myself.
How was that?
And
You did.
It was great. Door County, we had a good time.
Yeah, you look like you're having a good time. MashaAllah.
I
Family looked well. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, everything's good. Same the same.
I never seen anyone take that many pictures with their mom. Like you must. I was like,
it was only
okay,
her.
Ibrahim.
I only went with her.
Oh, it was just you two.
It was just us
okay.
two.
Dad,
It was just
Dad
us
didn't
two.
go.
Dad did not go. He stayed behind.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. How long were you guys there for? I've been to Door County. It's really
4
nice.
days. 4 days. It was a nice
Door
mini
County's
vacation,
nice.
man. I had to reset myself. I was tired. Long summer.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah.
Yes, good to be back.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Alhamdulillah.
as always. All right, we will catch you guys next week for episode number 5.
Inshallah. Take care.
Take care, guys.